Well, Eiffel Tower to you as well. Welcome to the Final Picture Show podcast. Tonight we are on episode 113, and we're going to talk about Brazil from 1985.
The year I was... No, that's still not the year I was born.
A couple of
It's
years
the year my
before.
sister was born.
Same director as last week, Mr. Terry Gilliam. So if you want to hear our thoughts on him, tune in and go back and listen to 12 Monkeys. And this will be one of the last times we'll talk about him proper, as he only did a couple science fiction movies. So maybe we'll find a reason to talk about him otherwise. But before we get into Mr. Terry Gilliam and Brazil, we have news of the apocalypse as opposed to a sign of the apocalypse. We have movie news about post-apocalyptic movies. So why not talk about it? Yeah. Got 3 pieces of news that have come out in just the last few weeks.
Just like me. Oh, wait.
The first of these is a remake news. They have announced that John Carpenter's 1981 movie Escape from New York is going to be remade.
Oh.
And
they're going to fuck with a masterpiece.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And on June of this year, they announced who is the director and writer set to kind of be responsible for this remake.
Oh, I'm ready.
Zack Snyder.
Okay, I don't know if I'm ready anymore.
He has his own set of fans, people that love the Snyderverse.
That's true. I don't know. I mean, what
if
what
Dom was on
know?
here, he would go on like a long tangent about.
I imagine. I almost need to know what he thinks about this because I'm sure he loves Escape from New York. I've never
in the years I've known Dom, I don't think we've ever talked Kurt Russell movies together. So
it's never come up.
No, can't say that I have. But based on like what you were like, just general context, I would assume he has a fondness for the film, or at least an interest in it, a passing interest at the slightest. But yeah, Escape from New York, the John Carpenter classic, getting remade by Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder has made some movies that I like.
I don't know much. I probably know his movies. I just don't know that I.
Well, obviously, Justice League being the first one there, the big one that people kind of always go back to.
I think I never saw the Snyder Cut or whatever.
Yeah. I've seen both. The Snyder Cut is. I didn't think it was very good. I didn't think the Justice League was very good.
No.
So him just making it like Batman cursing and killing people more just didn't really appeal to me.
That's what it needed.
Yeah, I have his filmography pulled up here. Like I said, he did a couple movies that I like, a couple movies I really don't like. One of them that I have a hot take on we'll save for when we talk about the movie. But the first movie that I was introduced to him with was his remake of Dawn of the Dead. In 2004, which I saw in theaters, and I don't really like that movie.
I never actually seen it.
It is not the worst movie ever made. It's one of his better movies, but it is nowhere near as good as the original Dawn of the Dead, and I just didn't really think it needed to be remade. I almost feel like he should have done what he did later on when he did another of the Dead movies and just kind of make it his own thing and just not have connection to Dawn of the Dead, but whatever. That's business decisions aside. He also would do 300. I kind of like 300.
I did like 300.
It's a comic book come to life, but it's effective for what it is.
It appealed to a dumber part of my brain that that I totally speak to all the time. So it worked.
2009, he would do Watchmen, which I've gone on record with my thoughts about Watchmen, that I actually kind of like it a lot.
That one I did like. I never read the actual graphic novels, so I don't.
I have
much
and,
of
I think I like it more.
I
like
imagine.
the ending more. I like the ending of Watchmen, the movie version of Watchmen.
That's the one thing I think I've heard. I think you've talked about it too.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to go over all of his filmography. After Watchmen, which is his kind of not his first comic book movie, his 300 is that he kind of begins to do a lot of movies that are very similar in vein to Watchmen and 300, like Justice League, Dawn of Justice, Man of Steel, Sucker Punch, Army of the Dead, and then all of the Rebel Moon movies are kind of all very stylistically similar to what he kind of laid out at in 300.
I've never seen any. Yeah, I never watched any of the Rebel Moon movies.
Yeah, he's one of those weird guys. Like, his movies have always kind of been like rumored to be very right-wing leaning, and yet he is a strong leftist. So it's very kind of odd in that sense.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. But, man, could you imagine making stuff?
It just everyone that you hate loves all your stuff.
Oh man.
I'm interested to see what he does with Escape from New York, honestly. Like, I'm not going to write it off as like, hey, he's good, because he's done other remakes before.
Yeah.
And maybe he's done other post-apocalyptic movies before. Because even like Justice League is kind of post-apocalyptic. I mean, Justice League is basically like, what if Batman was in the Mad Max universe almost?
Oh, yeah. And it's not like when they remake a movie or do anything like that, you can still go back and watch the one that's, like the original. So
with Escape from New York, it's all going to be dependent upon who they get to play Snake.
Oh, that's...
more than the director, more than the writer, it's going to come down to Snake. If you don't cast a good replacement for Kurt Russell, then the entire movie is never going to work. Doesn't matter how good the writing is, got to have a good one for Kurt Russell.
Would we suggest Kurt Russell's son?
Kurt Russell's son could work. Part of me just wants to bring fucking Kurt Russell back. Like, goddamn.
Honestly? Oh, God, could you imagine? That would be amazing. Gray-haired Snake.
That'd be kind of fun. I mean, it's a remake. You don't have to keep it, exactly.
Call me Pliskin.
But, who knows? Knowing the latest way movies are going, it'll probably be fucking Dave Bautista.
Yep. Or Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Next up in our post-apocalyptic news from the wasteland, two pieces of news related to Mad Max. One, the actor who played Lord Humongous, Kel G. Nielsen, I believe is the name. They actually passed away just a couple days ago of kidney disease.
Oh, man.
So Lord Humongous has officially passed on. And Mad Max was trying to... George Miller, the guy who owns all the rights to Mad Max, is trying to do a final movie as well as a TV show spinoff. He pitched it to Warner Brothers, who just recently said, we're going to pass. So Mad Max is now open to buyers from Amazon, Netflix, Universal, Sony, Paramount. We'll see if it ends up with somebody that is willing to take a chance on another Mad Max movie. As well as a Mad Max TV show spinoff if the movie is somewhat successful. So we'll see if that happens. Once again, kind of interested to see if that actually comes to fruition.
I would like it.
I would be more interested in a Mad Max TV show than another movie.
I think I'm with you there. Just because there's so much of that world to expand on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it's also good that it's also like it can be very localized, But we've seen it expanded in a really cool way with like the original 3 movies and also with the movies that came later on. I think those are still really good. Like
also like post-apocalyptic TV shows are kind of like big right now, like Last of Us, Fallout. Like there's a lot of them that have got really popular, really successful. So a Mad Max TV show
coming soon.
Yeah, we're about to talk about that. That's a different one that we're going to talk about. There's another TV show we'll talk about here in a minute that's about to come out as well. So I think like a Mad Max TV show could be a lot of fun.
I think so.
Yeah. The last one that we're going to talk about of post-apocalyptic news from the wasteland, is a TV show that I have been inundated with the commercials for because I watch House of Dragons. And if you've been watching House of Dragons or any show on HBO, I think you have seen this commercial for this TV show at least 100 times. It is called Stewart Fails to Save the Universe. And it looks like a post-apocalyptic time travel show in which the comic book owner from The Big Bang Theory got his own spinoff. And it's written and directed and produced by the guys that did Big Bang Theory. So Chuck Lorre all those guys. He's done a ton of TV shows. It's very comedic in vein. It looked interesting from the outlook until I saw the trailer, and then the trailer was shown to me like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And now I have no interest in watching it. But the Brian Posehn is in it, so that's kind of fun.
Hey, okay, that'll draw me in.
I might watch at least one episode just to see like what little, because it looks like based on the trailer, like there's like I saw visual allusions to like Mad Max, The Matrix, a couple other things. It would be cool to see like if the writers included like lots of little like subtle references to a bunch of different post-apocalyptic movies, and very obscure ones would be cool as well to see. So that might get me to tune in, but I hate Big Bang Theory. It's one of my least favorite TV shows ever made.
It's really lame.
Yeah, the jokes are boring. It's so just cookie cutter TV show that I hate it. I hate it. I can't stand to watch it. So the fact that I know that the guys that did that are the ones doing this kind of immediately makes me be like, oh, God. Like,
yeah, right? Like, oh, I don't think you understand what nerds are like.
Yeah, like... and then like there's apparently like all the Big Bang Theory guys, like even like the weird cast members that were in Big Bang Theory, like fucking Will Wheaton apparently like has cameos and shows up in this new show. So it's like it seems like it's very much like fan service for Big Bang Theory. Which I know there are a lot. Yeah. So
well, I guess they made all that money off of young Sheldon, so they want to keep the
I forgot that show existed.
They got to keep kicking that horse,
Someone save the horse. So yeah, the another of the spin-offs of Big Bang Theory. There's like what 4 now? Yeah, the 4th television show related to the Big Bang Theory universe.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's right. There's that
George and brother Mandy's first marriage.
Yes,
I didn't know that was a spin-off. Okay.
Yeah. I will say that has Emily Osment in it, Haley Joel Osment's sister.
Yeah,
and I like her a lot. And but it's weird to me because, and this is probably fine, but she's like in her late 30s, mid to late 30s, and the other actor is like just in his 20s or something. And it's like, but she doesn't look like she's, but just knowing what I know, it's like, okay, it's,
Well, yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm probably never going to watch that show.
No,
like just based off of the Big Bang Theory connection to it, it's going to have to be quite a bit. He's going to have to do a lot.
Funny, but
is he?
He's getting a paycheck,
Yeah,
and I'm happy for him.
So there's some news from the wasteland before we dive into tonight's Brazil. So let's go ahead and get into Brazil. We talked about Terry Gilliam already. So we'll jump into the other writers, of which there are a few here tonight. Terry Gilliam was one of the writers of this movie. So a little different than 12 Monkeys, as he had a little bit more hands-on here. This was actually a script that he started to develop around late 1970s. He came up with the idea in the middle of making Life of Brian, and then shopped it around to a couple other co-writers until he found one who he could really like kind of work with. So several other writers get credit here because they did contribute to different things. But the three main writers are Terry Gilliam, obviously, and then the other ones are Tom Stoppard, who had a big career in writing, not just movies and TV shows, but also as well as stage plays. His biggest play that got successful was Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead.
Oh, okay.
So that was his big thing. Outside of that, he also did a little punch-up or some script doctoring on lots of movies. Some biggest ones were Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Shakespeare in Love.
Never seen it, actually.
It's pretty good, actually. Sleepy Hollow, and as well as Episode 3 of Star Wars, The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those were the movies that he's kind of mostly known for doing some punch-up on, as well as Brazil, obviously.
Yeah.
The other writer here is Charles McGowan, who would be a guy who worked with Terry Gilliam lots before, including on such credits as Time Bandits, as well as Eric the Viking and Fawlty Towers. He was working on other things, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and one of the movies that he was an uncredited writer on. And if you watch this movie and then watch that movie right afterwards, you can immediately tell the writing influence here. But apparently, he was one of the guys who did a lot of the writing for Batman '89.
Yep.
Yeah, you can immediately tell. Like, immediately tell. After you watch Brazil, you're like, as soon as I got done watching it, I was like, yeah, this Batman 1989 took a lot of influences from this. Like,
oh, absolutely,
just a lot. So yeah, that's the writing crew. There's one other writer named Charles Alverson who would be an uncredited writer. Charles Alverson only contributed one scene to the final screenplay. He was actually the first guy that Terry Gilliam brought the idea to, as they had worked together on Jabberwocky, that movie we talked about last week.
Yeah.
However, after working with Charles Alverson, the script would take a lot of changes, and so pretty much everything he contributed to the film would not be in the final draft, with the exception of the restaurant terrorist scene. That is the only scene that he had any contribution to that actually made it into the final cut of the film. So he is uncredited, but was apparently paid behind the scenes to be uncredited.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So those are the writers and the directors here. Here's a little bit about the cast. We have a lot of people here. We might fall down some rabbit holes, so let's get ready to... Here we go. First up is playing our lead is Jonathan Pryce, who I kind of always associate with this movie.
Yeah.
But not the only thing he would do, obviously. Something Wicked This Way Comes, he would do before this one, as well as Glengarry Glen Ross, which is like one of the best acting movies to ever watch. If you love good acting, you should watch Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yes, 100%.
Also works as a stage play, which is what it was before it became a movie. But amazing stuff. He would also be in Troll in Central Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Brothers Grimm.
Well, yeah.
G.I. Joe: Rise of the Cobra. And apparently, I didn't know this, but I was looking on IMDb. Apparently, Jonathan Pryce is going to be in the Elden Ring movie.
They're making an Elden Ring movie?
They are making an Elden Ring movie. And immediately I thought, too, I was like, how the hell is that going to work?
Yeah. Wow.
I'm curious, though.
Dang.
Yeah. Next up.
Then, you're forgetting the big thing that people nowadays would know him from, which would be Game of Thrones.
Yes.
He was the influential, like, cult like leader dude or whatever.
Yeah. He was the creepy dude. Yeah.
So
he's big old that. Jonathan Pryce is an amazing actor. This is a movie that I kind of always associate him with. First time I ever saw this movie was in college. So that was kind of like my first introduction to it. I had heard about it before then. Yeah. But I'd never actually seen it until college. I found it from Hastings. It was in that book, 1001 Movies to Watch Before You Die. And the pictures and the images of it just looked crazy. Yeah. Like one of those movies where you're just like, I got to see whatever movie this is. And then, so I bought it from Hastings and I watched it in my dorm with Philip, one of the guys that was on the podcast a few episodes here. Yeah, we watched it together. An amazing movie. Stuck with me then. And Jonathan Pryce was one of those guys that I was immediately like, I like him. He's really good in this movie. Joining him is Robert De Niro, who was actually uncredited when this movie first came out. Was not even listed in the credits, but depending on who you ask when you do the research, some people say he did this movie free of charge just because he wanted to work with Terry Gilliam. Other things say he got paid like $600,000, like the lowest he could possibly pay. Either way, he worked well below what he was normally getting paid because he wanted to work with Terry Gilliam, because Robert De Niro was a huge Monty Python fan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so Robert De Niro's career goes all the way back to 1968 was when he started appearing in films. His first few movies were actually Brian De Palma movies, not Scorsese movies. He actually wouldn't work with Scorsese until 1973, but worked with Corman and Brian De Palma 3 different times before ever working with Scorsese. His first movie that he did with Martin Scorsese would be his first big movie, which was Mean Streets.
Oh, yep.
The very next year, he would be in Godfather Part 2, where he played an amazing role as Vito Corleone.
Yes, he did.
76, he would be in Taxi Driver and 1900 and The Last Tycoon. 1977, he would work with Scorsese again with New York, New York.
Oh, yeah.
That's an underrated little movie there. 78, he would be in Deer Hunter. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good movie. 1980, he would be in Raging Bull. Holy shit. That's a good movie.
Holy shit, yes.
81, he would be in True Confessions. I've actually never seen that movie.
No, same.
Never seen that one. It's got Robert Duvall. Yeah, never seen that. I need to watch that one.
Yeah,
but,
really.
82, he would be in King of Comedy with Martin Scorsese once again. 84, he would be in Once Upon a Time in America. And then in 85, he would be in Brazil. And, of course, in 86, he would be in The Mission. So, up until now, like, in the late 70s, early 80s, Robert De Niro was, like, the best actor in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you couldn't really get a better actor. Like, holy shit. Like, and worked with all the great directors, like Coppola, Bernardo Bertolucci, Scorsese, Sergio Leone, Brian De Palma, just so many good directors where it's just like, a lot of people very clearly wanted to work with Robert De Niro, and how could you not?
Yeah, really.
I love Robert De Niro. I won't say he's great at every movie he's in, but even his bad movies, when he's having fun, they're good times.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Analyze This and Analyze That, they're not great movies, but he's having fun in them. So it's kind of like, you can kind of, forgive some of the stupid parts of the movies. The whole, like, Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, those whole movies, same thing. Like, they're not the best movies. But you get Robert De Niro kind of playing a silly kind of character, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah. Also a director unto himself, so has directed a few movies as well. So, kind of always kept himself busy. Now mostly in the news for his hatred of Donald Trump.
Yeah, I just keep liking him more and more, the more.
Yeah, he kind of makes himself easy to like there. So yeah, there's Robert De Niro. Next up in the cast is Michael Palin, who would be one of the original Monty Python cast members.
Yes.
Who would also show up in things such as A Fish Called Wanda. Was also the host and writer of many TV shows in the 60s. So kind of had a career even before Monty Python took off of being a kind of notable stand-up and host in England for a lot of different television shows.
Mm-hmm.
The cast keeps getting amazing and more amazing. We get Bob Haskins, who shows up in a very memorable role as the HVAC guy who takes over his house.
That's so
Bob Haskins is one of those. Yes. Bob Haskins is one of those guys who, if you grew up as a millennial, you saw him in so many movies and didn't even probably know his name half the time. He would be in all kinds of stuff. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Super Mario Brothers.
A great movie. Also a good movie is regardless of what it actually looks like.
Get up, get on the floor. Everybody do the fucking dinosaur. It's a good time. Speaking of movies that people perceive to be as bad but are actually kind of fun, is Spice World. Bob Haskins would also be in that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my sister was a big Spice Girls fan, so we actually owned Spice World on VHS, and I used to unironically watch Spice World sometimes because I kind of like that movie. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never seen it.
It's stupid, it's silly, it's dumb, but I kind of like it a little bit. I kind of like it.
Hey, I mean, I'm a big. I will always say, stupid doesn't mean bad.
Yeah.
So.
Bob Hoskins would also be in The Wall. So movies that kind of seem a little derivative of 1984. He was in 2 of them.
Yeah.
But not 1984, which is interesting.
Oh.
Next up on the cast is Ian Holm, who shows up at the beginning of the movie and kind of disappears by the end of it. Ian Holm has been in so many movies. He was Ash in the Alien series. He would be in Time Bandits right before this. Chariots of Fire, Naked Lunch. Very memorable role in The Fifth Element.
Oh, yes.
We'll talk about one day. And he would actually be the narrator in a movie we talked about a couple weeks ago. When we were talking about Le Jetée, I compared it to Wisconsin Death Trip. It said it's a similar kind of setup where it's like a picture movie come to life with narration. Well, the narrator of Wisconsin Death Trip is Ian Holm here. So, yeah, there you go. And then his biggest role would probably be Bilbo in Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Yeah, which I know, I love how years ago there was this ongoing debate, and it's exemplified in Clerks 2 of which series is better, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. God, episode 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, and 9 killed that discussion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just Lord of the Rings is better. There you go. Okay, no questions. Yeah. It's The Hobbit. Yeah, The Hobbit sucks. All 3 of the Hobbits are not the best. The first one's kind of okay. The second and third one didn't need to exist.
I don't even think I've seen the third one.
It's not very good. It's just one extended fight sequence that goes on for fucking ever.
Oh, God.
And then there's the TV show, which is okay. It's about as good as... It's not as good of a Lord of the Rings TV show as you would think it would be. Oh. But in spite of those things, the Lord of the Rings, those 3 movies have still far better than episodes 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, or 9. And yeah, any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Yeah.
Any day of the week. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I love Star Wars, but they just, that 7, 8, and 9 not being very good kind of immediately crippled any chance that Star Wars had as being... And then God knows all the spin-offs and TV shows. There's just been too much Star Wars.
I'm with you on that one. I have zero interest in the newest Star Wars movie. What was that one? The Mandalorian movie?
Mandalorian. Yeah, the spinoff of the Mandalorian.
I'm not going to watch that movie. I mean, it's just never going to happen. I'm done.
Probably won't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up in the cast is Ian Richardson, another one of the Ians. So Ian Richardson would be in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, as well as Dark City, 102 Dalmatians, Butterfly, and his biggest role is in House of Cards.
Oh, there you go. Yep. A show I've never watched.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's over now. Peter Vaughn was the next one on the list. Peter Vaughn is a guy we'll talk about again. He was in Village of the Damned, as well as Time Bandits, Straw Dogs, tons and tons and tons of TV shows, as well as the 1998 version of Les Mis.
Oh, okay.
Next up is Catherine Hellman. She would be in Time Bandits, as well as Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, all of the Cars movies where she plays one of the major roles of Lizzie. I've never seen any of the Cars movies beyond the first one, and I fell asleep in the movie theater, so I have no idea what the hell happened to that movie. I didn't sleep very well before I went and saw Cars, and it was one of those movies that, very last minute, someone was like, hey, we're going to go to the movies. You want to come? Sure. What are we seeing? Cars. Okay, whatever. It's a Pixar movie. It might be funny. Movie starts, credits. I yawn, close my eyes. I wake up and the movie's over. That's all I remember of the movie. That's all I remember of Cars. So I never saw any of the other ones. I don't know if they're any good. But she would also be in 85 episodes of Soap. Bulk of the series, bro.
Bulk of the series.
Last person that we'll talk about is Kim Greist, who is the love interest here, and Terry did not like her at all.
Oh.
So he tried his best to basically remove her from the movie. Apparently, she was one of the many, many people that auditioned, was not the first choice, but is the one that they eventually hired. I think Jamie Lee Curtis was actually the first choice they had in mind. but yeah, he has famously gone on record as saying he did not really like her performance, and so he intentionally tried to minimize it as much as he could, which is why she's not really in giant chunks of the movie.
Okay.
Beyond her just being kind of like a dream character that he's searching for. She also just kind of just does her. Apparently, her performance was not what Terry Gilliam wanted, so they kind of just minimized her in the movie. But in spite of that, she has been in lots of things. She was in Chud, which we talked about last week. Manhunter, which is an amazing movie. Throw Mama from the Train.
Awesome.
She would be in Homeward Bound 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was in a Disney Channel movie that I had completely forgotten this movie existed. H.E. Double Hockey Sticks.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I've never actually seen it.
Oh, dude, it's actually a pretty fun little movie. It's got hockey. It's got Will Friedle from Trojan War and Boy Meets World.
Oh, yeah.
He plays like a devil who comes to help like a hockey kid who wants to get better, and he's trying to like get him to sell his soul. It's a kind of a funny little kids movie, I'm not going to lie. It's one of those movies that I had put completely out of my mind. And then as I was looking at her credits, I saw H.E. Double Hockey Sticks, and I was like, oh, I remember that fucking movie. Don't even know if it's streaming anywhere. It is on YouTube for free, though, I found out. So,
hey.
If you want to go watch some old Disney Channel stuff, there you go.
Yeah.
So there's our cast and our crew. Let's get into the background of this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Lots of different names that the movie had before it became known as Brazil. The most interesting of those names, I thought, was 1984 and a half.
That's pretty good.
And the only reason that didn't end up being the title is because the movie 1984 was made in 1984, a year before Brazil came out. And so that kind of ended the chances of this movie being known as 1984 and a half, which would have been a hilarious title.
That would.
So yeah, the movie goes back, like I said, all the way to like 1979. He actually wanted this to be the first thing he did after the Monty Python Flying Circus kind of ended. Yeah. So 1979 was not the last of those movies. Meaning of Life came out in 1983. But already in the mid-70s, the Monty Python group was starting to have some issues. So in 1973, John Cleese would actually leave the Monty Python group completely. And when Cleese left, it was because after 3 seasons of the Monty Python show from 70 to 73, he found it that they had kind of gone through all of the jokes that they could do, and there really wasn't anything else to explore. And that was kind of going to basically be the end of that. And then he would leave. 73, 74, he would show up in an amazing TV show called Fawlty Towers. If you've never watched Fawlty Towers, you should fix that, because if you love Monty Python, you will love Fawlty Towers.
100%.
So, yeah, when John Cleese leaves, that is why the show kind of stops. And that is the impetus for Holy Grail to get made in 1975. Not the only reason. The other big thing was that behind the scenes, Graham Chapman was having some alcoholism problems.
Yeah.
And so that was causing issues with him being able to remember his lines and kind of have that kind of back and forth that you need to really be able to do stand-up effectively, or any kind of comedy effectively. So yeah. That's kind of what was going on behind the scenes leading up to this movie. So they would do the Monty Python movies, which we talked about last week, which we went over all of the Monty Python movies last week. So even talked about the movies that weren't Monty Python movies that just feature a lot of the same characters. So they definitely liked working together. So it wasn't like a thing where everyone kind of was like, well, fuck y'all, we're done, or anything like that. But there was a little bit of disagreements between the group. Now, since they have died, several of them, in 89, Graham Chapman died. In 2020, Cherry Jones died. Apparently the who owns the rights and who gets the money and all that stuff. There is some public disagreements with that amongst the Monty Python guys, with Eric Idle and John Cleese kind of going on one side, and Terry Gilliam and the others kind of going on another side, with how the money is kind of kind of figured out now that, you know, it's kind of getting longer away from the real heights of the show and of the movies. So yeah, this was Terry Gilliam's kind of idea he had after the Monty Python was going to kind of wrap up in '79. It doesn't get made until '85, and part of that is because of Terry Gilliam as a director, not having like a big really box office banking reputation that they could bank on, right? It's hard to give him the money to make a movie as ambitious as this if you don't have anything to show to, you know, be like, I can get people to come to the theater. So instead of Brazil being the biggest thing he does after Monty Python, instead it becomes the second one, and Time Bandits becomes the first. And Time Bandits was a modest hit enough that he was able to get the financing he needed to make Brazil.
Oh, there you go.
So even though Brazil was thought of before Time Bandits was, it didn't get made until afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And interesting thing is, obviously, it's heavily inspired by 1984. However, apparently, Terry Gilliam has never actually read that book.
Oh.
It's all just cultural osmosis, things that he's taking away from people telling him about it, and him being familiar with the overall idea of the book within culture. But he apparently, at least he says, he's never actually read the book 1984.
Huh.
Oh, there you go. Kind of an interesting thing there.
That is, because, man, I remember reading that book pretty early on in my, you know, high school career.
I read it in 9th or 10th grade, something like that.
Yeah, and I latched right the hell on. I even took, like, I actually kept the book from the class and just kept it. Like, I had it for a long time.
Yeah, it's an amazing read. If you've never read 84, it's a good time to read that. Honestly, the movie isn't too bad either.
I have watched the movie with John Hurt, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's not bad. There's other movies there's other movies that are like kind of based on it that are better than that movie, like this one, THX 1138. There's a lot of other movies that are kind of based on 1984 that are not just taking the script or the book and turning it into a movie. I would probably watch those before I actually sit down and watch the movie version of 84. Yeah, but it's not a bad movie.
No, not at all.
Not a bad movie at all.
Thanks to that, you know, reading that story in Animal House, thanks to George Orwell, I am the way I am now. You know, I lean that politically direction, whatever, you know.
Yeah. So the most interesting thing to talk about when you talk about Brazil was the behind-the-scenes problems with getting this movie actually released and the different cuts that were made. So the movie is getting production, it's coming along, they get it done. Terry Gilliam's cut is 142 minutes long. That's the version he submits to the studio. The studio is run by a producer named by the name of Sid Sheinberg, who would be responsible for producing things such as The Sting, American Graffiti, Legend.
Oh, hell yes.
McHale's Navy.
Nice.
Waterworld.
Hell yeah.
The Pest.
Fuck yes, dude.
And For Richer or Poorer, that Tim Allen, Kirstie Alley movie. Remember that movie?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
They're like Amish. I think they're Amish.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
I think I've seen that movie once ever. I don't even know why I'm remembering it.
Yeah, right.
So, Sid Sheinberg, he like with 12 Monkeys last week, they gave the movie to test screenings, and the audiences didn't like the ending. They thought the ending was too bleak. And so Sid Sheinberg demanded that they completely re-edit the ending and make it into a happy ending. So this only was the United States market. The European market, they were fine letting the movie be released as is. But in the United States market, they wanted the ending to be changed to make for a happy ending.
I wonder I wonder how that, like, such a difference culturally happens like that, where there's like...
Yeah. I watched both endings. I went after I watched the movie, I went and found the happy ending, and we'll talk about it here in a minute as to the differences between the two.
Okay.
So that's the first thing in this war between Sid and Terry here, is Sid says the ending needs to be changed. We're going to change the ending. So this is happening behind Terry Gilliam's back. All Terry knows is that the studio has the movie. They've had it for weeks, months now, and he's not getting any updates, and they're not releasing it. What the fuck is going on? Getting a little frustrated. So he hears rumors that they're re-editing it without his permission, as he does not have final cut, which is what he would get with 12 Monkeys. So because he doesn't have final cut, he doesn't have the final say as to what version gets released. He just has to kind of deal with what they decide to do now that they're getting the audience to see it, and some of the audiences are responding with not liking the ending of the movie specifically.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Terry Gilliam responds by taking out a full-page ad, which was thousands of dollars at the time, in Variety magazine. And this full-page ad, he would ask for Sid Sheinberg to release Brazil, to release it to the public. At the same time, him and Robert De Niro would go on Good Morning America. This was at a time when Robert De Niro did not do a lot of interviews. So it was very rare to see Robert De Niro going on TV to talk about anything, let alone a movie. So they went to Good Morning America, and in the interview on Good Morning America with Robert De Niro looking as uncomfortable as hell, Terry Gilliam holds up an 8x10 glossy of Sheinberg to the TV crowd and tells them, "This is the guy. This is the reason why you can't see my movie." Yeah. So Sid Sheinberg responds by taking out his own full-page ad in the Daily Variety. Why there are two different magazines, both called Variety, that deal with Hollywood issues, I will not know. But yes, Variety and Daily Variety.
You need a variety.
You need a variety, and a daily one for that matter.
A variety of varieties.
A variety of varieties. So yeah, in his ad, he would ask, "Hey, if you want the movie so bad, buy it from me," knowing full well that he didn't have that money to purchase it from. So, kind of giving him a little bit of like, fuck you, right?
Yeah.
So this goes back and forth for a little while. Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, yeah. So this would go on for a little while, back and forth. In the meantime, Terry Gilliam goes to several different colleges that have film school programs, and he is talking about the movie, hyping it up, but he's told he can't show it. Universal tells him you cannot show it. Eventually, they give in and they say, "Okay, you can show a couple of scenes to these, kids in film school in the 80s at these like very expensive colleges. Who's going to give a shit?" Well, Terry decides not to just show a scene. Terry decides to show the entire movie. So rather than just showing a scene of it, he shows the entire film, basically does a tour of it to different film colleges all around America, showing the movie to film school students for free. And this develops such a buzz that before the movie is even officially released, LA film critics have already given him the Best Director Award, the Best Movie Award, and the Best Writing Award for the movie Brazil. All of this before the movie actually comes out.
Damn.
Yeah. So because of all of this positive praise, this puts Universal in a little bit of a bind, and so they finally decide to release the movie, and they release a edited version, taking out 10 minutes from Terry Gilliam's cut, cutting it down to 132 minutes. So, yeah, not the exact version he had in mind. Now, I don't know if this is one of the reasons why the movie was a bomb, because it cost $15 million to make, only ended up making like $9 million. So it was not a financial success. And some of that could have been because of the studio's like complete indifference to it at a certain point, where they were just like, it's not what we want it to be. It's never going to be what we want it to be. Let's just throw it out there to die. And if it gets a bunch of awards, who cares? Which is what it did. It became like a critical darling, but just never was really a well-liked movie when it comes to mainstream audiences.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can get, it's a dreamscape fantasy movie about like trying to escape the horrors of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Like it's like what you dream about when you have to deal with a shitty job every day of your life. Like those fantasies, just getting away from everything. So yeah, I understand it completely. That some people, that's not what they're looking for in a movie. They don't want to be confronted with that reality. Because it is, in spite of it being a science fiction fantasy movie, it is a very realistic movie.
Oh, yes.
Which is kind of one of the things of the movie is they didn't want to make it set in like a dystopian future. They didn't it is set somewhere now. Is literally how the movie is presented. This is happening now, like right now in the world. Like this is the current state of things, not the future state, but the current state. So I really like that the movie kind of goes out of its way to do that. I think it's a great movie. I understand the studio's perspective of trying to fix the ending, but honestly, having watched both endings, the happy ending is fucking awful.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, no.
I'll tell you. So you know how the movie ends, right? Him and her are driving, and then it cuts to him, and he reawakens, and you see that like everything that he just did was all like a dream, right?
Yeah,
he's still stuck here. There is no leaving.
Catatonic. Yeah.
There is no escaping.
It's a very 1984 ending.
Exactly. So, in the happy ending, they end up continuing the drive, and they end up out in the country, and they live on like a little farm, and they have some goats and some ducks, and they end the movie by kissing each other, and that's it.
Yeah.
Love Conquers All ending is what it's called, because that's literally the whole end of the movie. If you watch it and take it realistically, which is what the happy ending wants you to do, it makes no fucking sense. But yeah, so the studio definitely getting their hands dirty to try to make it what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
In spite of that studio canoodling, several people have gone on record and said this is their favorite movie of all time. So Frank Zappa said this was his favorite movie ever made. Awesome. River Phoenix, same thing, his favorite movie ever made. And a famous YouTuber, the nostalgia critic Doug Walker, also his favorite movie ever made. Name I haven't heard of in years, thought of in years.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. I think actually I've heard that the nostalgia critic is coming back. Like the Gen Zers are finding his stuff, and he's like kind of meme worthy now because of his silly faces he used to do.
Oh yeah,
back in the day. Yeah, maybe they'll find other old internet reviewers and they'll have like career resurgence. It sucks though because some of the really great ones have like basically vanished. I mean, like shit like Spoonie. Like he announced on Blue Sky that like the Spoonie experiment is officially done. He
did?
made video. Yeah, he did. Which makes sense. I mean, the gap in time between his last video and now is longer than the entire length of the time he was making videos on YouTube.
Whoa, that's crazy to think.
The Spoonie experiment used to be a website I went to almost every single day. Now that website no longer even exists.
Dang.
You can't go there. It doesn't, you can go to the Wayback Machine, but if you want Spoonie stuff, you have to hope someone uploaded it to YouTube.
Yep.
Not all of it's up there. And he's not the only one. There was a bunch of people that used to upload to Blip and that guy with the glasses and other websites back in the day that their entire catalogs are just gone.
You know who I haven't seen in a while is Bennett the Sage.
Yeah.
Well, I think he moved to Italy. No,
I have no idea, man. I haven't kept up with his stuff in a while. It's been last time I really watched Bennett the Sage stuff was honestly. I fell back into a little bit of his stuff whenever we looked at A Whim Named Amnesia. Because he had done a review of A Whim Named Amnesia like 10 years ago.
And I actually remember him talking about it once we started watching the movie. I was like, hey, this is the movie he was talking about.
Yeah, I think he actually kind of like likes it a little bit though. So like,
I get
a little different than our opinion.
Some of that.
Yeah. So, last bit of news here before we get into the when the movie came out is the main character, like I said, went through a lot of changes as the writing process evolved. And in its original form, the character was going to be quite a bit younger. It was going to be a man in his early 20s, not a man in his late 30s. And when it was a younger character, the actor they had in mind for it was Tom Cruise.
Oh, I don't think it would work.
I think the difference between a 20-year-old dealing with bureaucracy and a late 30-year-old dealing with bureaucracy are two very different things.
But I guess we did eventually get Tom Cruise in a movie like that with oh god, what was god damn it? The movie, the sci-fi movie with like the future crimes.
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
Yeah,
it's a little bit. Even Minority Report sounds bureaucratic, so you know.
Tom Cruise. We'll talk about him on the show. We have before. We'll talk about him again. He was been in some sci-fi, post-apocalyptic movies.
Controversial statement. I'm still a huge fan of him as an actor. So
yeah, anytime Tom Cruise is in a movie, he's going to be good in it.
He's gonna be good.
The movie may not be good, but he will be good in it.
He'll be good in it, and I think that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So the movie came out officially on December 18th, 1985. Here's what was going on in the world. Rocky IV was the number one movie. Followed by Spies Like Us and Jewel of the Nile.
Oh, very cool. You know what Jewel of the Nile is, right?
Yeah.
It's the sequel to Romancing the Stone.
Yeah, Romancing the Stone. Cool. Yeah, that's
Romancing the Stone.
Both those movies are really fun.
Romancing the Stone is I almost call it like a perfect movie. Like it has everything in it, you know?
It's definitely a good popcorn movie.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. Oh, it's so fucking fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
the charts of December 18th, 1985 were full of some interesting people here. We got, excuse me, Broken Wing by Mr. Mister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy.
Oh, hell yes.
My Girl Wants to Party All the Time.
My Girl Just Wants to.
And then I think 8 or 9 in the charts was a guy I actually saw in concert. One of the best concerts I ever went to, Corpus Christi, Texas. Oh. Motherfucking John Cougar Mellencamp with Small Town. The Coug, baby. This was before he would drop the Cougar from his name. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people, I think, don't know how good of a musician John Cougar Mellencamp is. They just kind of associate him with being kind of like that 80s pop kind of stuff. But God, he was up there with Springsteen and Dylan for some of his lyrical work.
Oh, I'm totally with you there.
Peak Houses is such a good song.
It really is.
Like, I love that stupid people don't realize that he's not celebrating America. He's criticizing America.
Yep.
If you look at the lyrics, every single example he gives you is not a good thing. And then the chorus says, "Ain't that America?" It's like, wait a minute. Are you criticizing the country? And it's like, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
It's just like Springsteen with Born in the USA, where people listen to that song. Stupid people, Republicans, who then use it to be their theme song without realizing he ain't talking about how good the USA is, you dipshit.
Yeah, see, that's why I like Rage Against the Machine before they started getting all political.
When was that? Before they were a band.
I was about to say, before they went to college for political science.
Could you imagine Rage Against the Machine without politics? It would just be like I almost think of like an angrier Real Big Fish. Like,
oh my
god,
like
sketchy guitar lines with
yeah, that'd be so weird. It'd be like
it'd be bizarre as shit.
I mean, if they were a ska band, it'd be like Skanking in the Name of.
Skanking in the Name of.
Oh, I'm thinking about it now. Like, I want to
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Fuck you, I won't dance the way you tell me.
I gotta wear my two-tones, motherfucker.
Oh God, I want to make ska remakes of the Rage Against the Machine songs.
I went ahead and did the research on this part just because, like, the entire week while I was doing research on Brazil from 1985, I kept getting things about Brazil in 1985. So, when in Rome, here's what was going on in the country of Brazil in 1985. It was a big year, it turned out. 1985 in Brazil was the end of a 21-year military dictatorship of that country.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the first year in 85 was the first year since 1964 the citizens of Brazil even could vote for president.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a complete military dictatorship for 21 years. So in 84, or 85 rather, the citizens of Brazil would elect Tancredo Neves to be their president. However, he would get sick on election day, and before actually taking the oath of office, he would die. And instead, his vice president, Jose Sarney, would take over.
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
He would have a little bit of a legacy in Brazil. Jose Sarney would be the leading member of the face of what would eventually become known as the New Republic of Brazil, which would completely change the entire country. Like I said, ending that 21-year military dictatorship. By 86, they would draft a constitution. By 89, they would have official formal elections for representatives and completely move away from the military dictatorship. And that happened in 85. It is 2026. The New Republic of Brazil is still going today.
Hey.
So, yeah. So many moons have passed, and they have not fallen back into a military dictatorship. So that is good for Brazil. 85 was a huge year for them.
Seriously.
Yeah, big year for them.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to take a little break, come back and talk about the plot of Brazil. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what we're watching outside of the show, as what we're going to watch next week for the show. So I left you with a assignment of watching, what movie was it? The Player?
The Player.
Yeah, did you get a chance to watch that?
I did watch it, and holy shit, what a movie.
Okay, I was going to say, was I correct in assuming that you would like it?
You were right. Oh my God. It was so good. I mean, I didn't even realize like Vincent D'Onofrio's in there. Peter Gallagher's in there. You get some good actors.
I forgot about Peter Gallagher being in there. Holy shit. That's a name I haven't heard of in years. Peter Gallagher.
Seriously, I'm trying to remember the last thing I saw him in, but I don't know. I hope he's still doing stuff.
Same. But I can't remember the last thing he was in.
I really like, but I'm a big fan of Tim Robbins. I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully I never learn he's a bad guy, but I want to hold on to some folks, you know, but like, because this was good. I love that I'm trying to think of other movies where Tim Robbins just sort of ends up going out to the desert. I can think of two right now. Like that. It's just, I need to figure this out. I'm gonna just go through Tim Robbins movies and just be like, does he drive out to the desert in this one?
Like a very specific letterboxd list of movies where Tim Robbins ends up in the desert.
That would be amazing. Because I've got two right now, like, and they're both 90s. There's this one and Nothing to Lose. Him with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah,
one of my favorite movies. I love
that. Is a funny movie. That is, I believe, up there with one of Jamie's favorite movies. When we were kids,
awesome.
We used to love that movie. Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love that movie, dude.
That's a good time.
But yeah, no, I really, really liked it. I didn't. I wasn't expecting it to be a 2-hour movie, but I liked.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like a 2-hour movie. Like, I just enjoyed the whole damn thing, and the intrigue in there, and like it's just so, I don't know, it just shows this really fucked up Hollywood side, you know, like, and this animosity between writers and the studios, and I really liked it. Yeah, so this one, you're 100% on the mark on that one.
All right, so what do you got for me this week?
So I am going a little out there. I wanted to go musicals. I don't know why. I was in a musicals mood when I came up with this list, so I was just looked for musicals. Now these are all available on Tubi. God, they can we just be partnered with them, please? Anyway, I love Tubi so much. Anyway, all right. So I've got 4 musicals.
All right.
I'm not sure you've seen these, but
possibility.
7 Brides for Seven Brothers, classic music.
Yeah, seen that one.
Yep. Okay. I was going to say that's classic. Here's one
back in the day.
Oh, I love that movie. God damn it, I love that movie. I may watch it tonight. It's what I love about that movie the most is that it's like kidnapping's not always bad. Anyway, so next one I have here going way out, and then I'll end up swerving back to the world of like 7 Brides for Seven Brothers, but I'm going way out here with a Devil's Carnival. Now you've said you've only seen Repo the Genetic Opera at the Akon thing.
Yeah.
And this is not really a sequel, but by the same people.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking it up. We got Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
It's not terrible. Okay. I found it interesting, and it's it's very much in the goth rock stuff.
Yeah.
Next one I have here is one of like possibly my favorite comedy group of all time, Animal Crackers with the Marx Brothers. It was kind of you could really pick any of their movies, and it would be a musical basically because they're just that's part of their act. They do a lot of music. So I went with Animal Crackers because I love that one.
It's a good choice.
And it is a really great choice. I genuinely love. And you give me a Marx Brothers movie, and I'm happy. I love it. It's like peak comedy for me. And last one I have here is an Elvis musical called Clam Bake. It's a '60s musical. So I've got some very very different kinds of movies.
Beach party movie, huh?
It is. It's an Elvis beach party movie.
I haven't watched a beach party movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I used to have a thing for beach party movies back in the day.
I totally get it.
I think I'm going to go with Clam Bake. Elvis said it's his worst film ever made. Well, that's a good enough reason for me.
It's pretty divisive. It's not the best movie ever made, It's probably not the best musical, but I think it's fun,
Hey, you know what? I grew up having to be force-fed Elvis, so at this point, I kind of have like a love-hate thing for Elvis.
I'm with that.
Kind of makes a lot of sense. Also, being from here in Memphis, so kind of.
Oh, there you go.
Is a thing you deal with on the daily. No.
Get a little closer to the man. A
little closer to the man. Yeah, I'm going to look at his worst movie. So, yeah, I'm going to watch Clam Bake and talk about that for a little bit next week.
Awesome.
Speaking of next week we are going to stay in the year of 1985 because another sci-fi movie came out that year. A movie that you have never seen, that I have talked about since the moment we started the show. It's one of the reasons I started the show is because I wanted to talk about this movie because I love the movie A Quiet Earth. It's maybe one of my favorite movies ever. Not just sci-fi movies, just flat out. If I made a list of my 10 favorite movies of all time, The Quiet Earth would be in that list. Yeah. I own it on fucking Laserdisc, and I don't even own a Laserdisc player.
Dude.
That's how much I love that movie. So, next week, we're going to stay in the year of 85, but we're going to take a trip down to New Zealand and see what they were doing in the world of sci-fi with an amazing film, Quiet Earth. So we'll see y'all next week for that one.
Hello. I'm Orson Welles. I direct films and act in them. What we're always was trying for, of course, is perfection. In a film, that's only a hope. But with
Final Picture Show podcast,
you can rely on it. Perfection.
All right, you ready to dive into the plot?
You know I am.
All right, so I love the introduction of this movie. It is so fucking funny. It's just the way, like, the fact that a bug falling onto a typewriter causes all this problem. Results in someone dying. I love all the stuff about, like, why there's terrorism happening, bad sportsmanship. That's the reason for terrorism. It's just bad sportsmanship.
Jeez.
Oh, God. You know what this movie really... It was our third review. Longtime listeners know that our first review, Crash and Burn, which feels like what we're in right now, is we're in a heat dome in America right now. It was like 110 here today. It felt like I didn't leave the fucking house. So, Crash and Burn, our first review. The audio is awful. Same thing with our second review, Battlefield Earth. We need to go back and eventually redo those first two movies. But our third movie we ever reviewed was one that I ended up having to review by myself because we both got sick as shit. And that was Bed Sitting Room. And another movie that I want to talk about again, just re-review it again with you because I don't think we ever talked about it as much as we could have. This movie reminds me of Bed Sitting Room.
Oh, yeah.
The zany humor of it. It's like almost like a natural continuation of that movie. I haven't heard Terry Gilliam ever say like that was an influence here, but I feel like it might have been even an uncanny influence, like one he maybe didn't even watch, but just like kind of the osmosis picked up on some of the zany humor of that movie. Because I mean,
see it.
Yeah, because Bed Sitting Room comes out in '69, and by 10 years later, Monty Python is at the heights of its popularity. So, I imagine that they had some similarities there. But yeah, the beginning of this movie definitely reminds me of Bed Sitting Room, with some of its just like overwhelming zaniness, like those terrorism being because of bad sportsmanship. So yeah. A guy's going to end up getting killed because of his name being a little bit off. It's too similar to Tuttle, which is kind of going to launch the whole thing into the beginning of the movie. The other thing that this movie makes me think of when it comes to Batman '89, beyond just the set design, is the fact that it's also taking place during Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's like a big thing in Batman Returns.
That's right.
I don't know why that just reminded me of that. Like, everyone's giving each other Christmas presents and stuff here.
Yeah.
Which like, maybe end up being bombs later.
Yeah.
So, the main character is named Sam, and he has a job that he fucking doesn't really like. But he also doesn't really have a lot of ambition to leave that job because he kind of feels secured in it, in the sense that like he can kind of fly by without really having to put forth a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And his boss is completely inept to the point where his boss actively needs him to do his job for him in order just to get by, because if not, he might have a mental breakdown.
Yep.
Yeah. So the whole world is one where it's very like capitalism run amok, corporate run amok, consumerism run amok. Like, you're getting fined and penalized for every single little thing.
Yep.
The bureaucracy is out of control.
Oh yeah.
The red tape is out of control.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many things that the movie... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Like the information... What was it? Like information control or no?
There's three... Well, there's different departments. There's information... There's actually multiple different departments. There's like information requisition, information control, information research. Like, and nobody wants to assume the blame for this problem that resulted in this guy getting killed. Nobody wants to say my department's the one that fucked up.
Oh yeah, well then that's like his boss is like losing his mind because of that, like
because we don't make mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah,
the government can't make mistakes.
That's what the God, what were they called? The maintenance folks. What were they called?
Central Services.
Central Services. Thank you. Where he's like, we don't make mistakes.
No, they don't make mistakes at Central Services.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we talk about bureaucracy, we're referring kind of like to the Kafka-esque idea of like drowning in paperwork. That like once you get to once you Robert De Niro literally gets smothered to death in paperwork.
That's right. That's a wild scene.
Yeah, it is a wild scene. So like the whole idea of the movie is one that if you've ever had a job or once you have a job, most jobs in America and elsewhere, this is what you kind of run into. That like, like as I say this all the time as a teacher, they're like a lot of parents and people online will be like, well, they'll see reports that are like 60% of kids can't read above like a third grade level, whatever. And they're like, well, why don't the high school teachers teach them how to do that? And it's like, well, once they get to me at a high school level, by law, if they can't read, I can't stop what I'm doing and teach them how to do that. I have to, by law, teach them material that was written for a 10th grader. So if you can't read and you're in the 10th grade, I'm not going to teach you how to. That's on you. So like, it's not legally, there is red tape. I can't do that. Like if I was found to have stopped the class and been like, half of my class can't read at grade level, I need to lower my content to a 7th grade level so that they can understand the material that we're talking about. That is a no-go. I would be fired for that.
Oh, wow.
So like if you get to high school and you can't read at grade level, it only gets worse because I can't go back and teach you that. If you didn't learn it in 5th grade, sorry, that's on you. Figure it out.
Damn.
Not my fault. I can't do anything about it. And that's just one level of paperwork and bureaucracy of education. There's countless other levels of bureaucracy where, like, there are situations where you would easily be able to change something, but because of things having to be done in this way, you can't. You just effectively can't do anything. And shit, today, away from teaching, I had to deal with this week. So here's my life story. Detour. I bought a car in December. We had a Nissan Rogue. It got totaled day after my birthday, something like that, last year in 2025. So got the car totaled and got the money for it, paid off what we owed on it, and had a little bit left extra to purchase another car. So I bought the van I have now that I've been driving for the last 6 months now. So when I bought the car in Mississippi in the end of December, I needed to register the car. Well, I didn't get the title for the car until February. I was supposed to register the car in February. So obviously that didn't happen because I didn't get the title until afterwards. So eventually I get a ticket. So I have to go get the car registered or pay the ticket. So I tried to go get the car registered. I could not do that because the system was down. Why was the system down? I have no idea. This happened 3 days in a row. Finally, the system is working. I'm able to go there and wait in line for an hour after spending $20 to park.
Oh, Lord.
Do all that, wait in line for an hour. I get there, I give them the title, and the lady tells me that there are 3 problems wrong with it. The first and most problematic being that the lady who wrote my title up, she didn't put her job title next to her byline.
What?
Also, the name of the dealership was misspelt or is smudged, and the clerk couldn't read it. So then the clerk tells me I have to leave downtown Memphis, drive 45 minutes to Mississippi, have them redo the title, and then drive back down to downtown Memphis, spend $20 more, get back in line for another hour, and then we can see what else I need to do to get the car registered. So I called the car dealership where I bought the car and tell them the situation. They have me screenshot the title and send it to them. And they responded via email later on and were basically like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, we don't know what the hell she's talking about. So yeah, now I have to try to do all this again tomorrow. That's bureaucracy. Like,
yeah,
car registration is effectively putting my name on an Excel spreadsheet. Like, that's all it fucking is.
Yeah, right.
It's just my name next to a driver's license plate. That's it. That's all. And I have to pay hundreds of dollars for that per year to make sure that my name is next to that light. And then now there's like, oh, well, we can't read the name. It's like, God. Holy shit. It literally, I left and I was like thinking of this movie as I was walking out of there. I was like, this is the level of bureaucracy where there's just like, well, we can't do anything. Our hands are tied because it has to be done this way. It's just like,
yeah.
God,
oh man.
So no, I perfectly understood this level of frustration of like dreaming about being anywhere else than dealing with this bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of what he's doing throughout the movie, is he keeps having these like dreams, sometimes nightmares, but oftentimes dreams, where he's flying and has like these wings and this suit of armor. He's very heroic, different hair. And he's fighting this woman that he recognizes but doesn't know her name. He knows her face.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep seeing her throughout the rest of the beginning of the movie. Like, he'll see her on a TV screen.
Yeah.
And then he'll see her in a different location. And he's trying to figure out like why she keeps showing up in his dreams. And that's kind of the setup of the movie, is him searching for this woman and her relationship to this dream, while also dealing with the bureaucracy of this person getting killed because of a mistake. But yet we can't make mistakes. So we need to correct the mistake by giving her money into the account, but she doesn't have a bank account. And then when he tries to just take her the check and give her the money, he gets attacked. It's just like all of these things that are preventing this like easy little task from just being completed. I love it. And so the other thing he's dealing with is that his mother is trying her best to pull some strings in the government world and get him a little bit of a leg up, get him a promotion.
Yeah.
Which she seems to be against, at least at first.
Oh, well, because that's what is he... Because when he sees Michael Palin's character at the train station, whatever that is, and he's like, man, you're still in this dead end job, and he's like, yeah, isn't it great?
Yeah. Which, it's that idea of like the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Like, yeah, this job sucks, but another job could suck even more.
Oh yeah, and more responsibility. Is that really better? Honestly, I can tell you, whenever I went to do management for call center shit, no, did not dig it at all. So
No, I mean, I get that part of it. Like, a couple of years ago, I left the school I'm at now to go to another school because of a pay raise.
Yeah.
That other school I went to was a fucking disaster. Like, awful experience. I hated working there to the point where I just quit and went back to the school that I was at before.
Yeah.
It took less money because of that, And just because I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. This sucks. Oh, no. And so, the devil you know is sometimes way better than the devil you don't in this situation when it comes to jobs and changing jobs, because this job sucks, but like I'm used to it,
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of understand their perspective. It's not until he realizes that the only way he's going to be able to get any information about this girl is to accept that promotion.
Yep.
That's when he finally does it, is because he has some external motivation. It's not just because like he wants more money, because he doesn't really care about that. He doesn't really.
No.
He doesn't seem to really give a shit about any of these things. He's good at what he's doing, and it's easy, and it comes to him naturally. So like, why leave a good thing is kind of the mentality you have at the beginning of it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he sees her face at the Ministry of Information. And this is where he goes down the beginning of the rabbit hole of trying to figure out who this woman is. Now, we, the audience, know that she has already been established in the movie because she was the next door neighbor of the guy that gets killed due to a mistaken identity earlier in the film.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the introduction to his mother as a character. She is absolutely insane.
Yes, she is.
She's constantly getting plastic surgery to fix her face and make herself look younger and younger and younger, even if it isn't going to last for very long.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, that's man.
God, and all throughout the yeah, go ahead.
What was it? Who was the actor that played that doctor? Because he does such a good job.
I forget his name, but yeah, he is really, really great.
Because he's in a great deal of things, and I'm always a fan of him when I see him. I'm trying to find him here. Jim Broadbent, of course.
Yeah.
It's such a great actor, and he does such a good job here. He's just playing such a snip. He's just the way
snip,
he
snip,
delivers.
Slash.
It's so good. But yeah,
excuse me.
Just this obsession. Like that's the other part about it. It's like these women and their obsession with like not just retaining youth, but like building it up. Like going all the way back. Like
it's almost like this vanity is like this key to outward beauty is this key to longevity kind of a thing that they have going on. I love the restaurant scene that we talked about earlier. This is where you see like in the middle of them having lunch, a terrorism breaks out.
Yep.
I like that this keeps happening throughout the movie. So the fact that terrorism bombings keep happening along with the dystopian nature of the movie, I think that like this movie is not a post-apocalyptic or pre-apocalyptic movie. I think it's something entirely different. Like kind of like it is a dystopian film, obviously.
Yeah.
But you could definitely squint and think that this is a post-apocalyptic world we're living in.
I think so.
It doesn't seem good. It's definitely dystopian as hell. We're never told that anything has ended the world. But I think that's kind of the point, is that the world has always been this way. It's kind of the whole idea of the movie. That's kind of the interesting concept that we're getting into. But I love the lunch scene because when he's getting yelled at by one of his mom's friends before she finds out that he's gotten a promotion, she's like, "You got to do something about this terrorism," and he's like, "Oh, I'm on my lunch break, and it's not really my department anyway." It's just like, yeah, that's great. That's great. And his mom's talking about giving out medical gift cards to friends for parties for Christmas. Yeah. You can even get your very own C-section covered. Yeah, fantastic stuff there. And then we cut to him having a dream, or is this one a nightmare? As he's flying, he starts to see like the world around him is changing. And this is the thing that we keep revisiting every time he kind of goes into this dream world, which I really love the little dream world that he goes into. I like how it establishes it in the movie, and by the end of it, it fully pays it off, where you kind of get to the end of the movie and you're left wondering, like, is this a dream?
Right.
I really like all that. Yeah. So while this is happening, he has a malfunctioning with his air conditioning unit.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what introduces us to Robert De Niro's character. As he shows up as he is a heating engineer who is maybe also a terrorist, and the main like guy that the government is looking for, because he is Tuttle, that the person at the beginning of the movie is killed by mistaken identity of.
And it was like he owed like what, $30 or something like that?
He owed like $30, yeah. He owes like $35 or something like that. Yeah.
It was something like that.
And De Niro is a HVAC tech who does not work for essential services. He didn't like all the paperwork he had to deal with, because for him to even come in here and do anything, he had to fill out like all this paperwork, and he couldn't touch anything. And this kind of becomes like used as a defense later, as the central services HVAC guys do show up minutes later. And he tells them like, "Well, do you have this form filled out? I'm a real stickler for paperwork." And they immediately lose their shit about this.
Oh, I love that. It's so
Bob Hoskins is great in this role. Yeah, it is absolutely funny as hell. So they got to get the paperwork. So they leave, which allows Robert De Niro to fix it. And then he takes off in very superhero style.
Yep.
He just takes off. And I do like how Robert De Niro, one of the backgrounds of the movie is that he and Terry Gilliam didn't always get along while making this movie. Now, they never hated each other, and they have said that they would work together again. In fact, we mentioned last week one of the guys that was offered the role for 12 Monkeys was De Niro, and he said no. But De Niro's style is heavy research-based and 20-25 takes per scene, minimum. That's about De Niro's style. So Terry Gilliam's style is more 2 to 3 takes. And we have it, and that's it. So the style was very different between the director and the actor, and apparently Robert De Niro had some issues with some people on set because of that. His insistence on wanting more research about his character's motivation and where this character is coming from and why he's doing the things he's doing. And Terry Gilliam and the writers just kind of being like, do you really need all that? Like, like, do we gotta do 25 takes of you talking about this? Can't we just, the first one is the one I'm going to use. That was good. We don't need to do it 24 more times just to feel good about yourself. But so there was some problems there, and because of that, Robert De Niro's scenes were filmed it kind of at a different time period than everyone else's, and he kind of knocked out his scenes a little faster than others. But like I said, according to rumors, either wasn't paid at all. It was doing this just because he wanted to work with the Monty Python guys, or if he was paid, he wasn't paid that much.
Right.
Once again, wanting to work with Terry Gilliam as an actor, like we talked about last week, he's one of those directors that a lot of actors really want to work with.
Oh yeah, totally.
I love De Niro in this movie.
Oh yes. Oh,
Robert De Niro is one of those actors that you don't think is being funny until you see him be funny, and then you're like, oh, fucking hilarious.
Yep.
He's a really naturally funny guy without trying to be. And I love him in this movie. He's so funny.
He is.
So eventually, this leads to him. The mistake is eventually discovered, and he has to be the one that takes the responsibility of fixing it because his boss is completely inept. I love it. His boss, when they find the error, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go hang myself now." Just gives up on everything. It refuses to forge signatures, doesn't know what the next thing to do is, just immediately is like, I need you in here to help me, like Mr. Lowry. Because of the ineptitude of his boss and bureaucratic nonsense, he has to be the one to get in a car and drive to go deliver the check to the
Buttle widow.
Yeah, the widow. The widow Buttle, to let her know that the government is sorry for the mess up. Here's a little check for you.
Sign here.
Sign here, yes.
It's sort of like a refund check.
It's a refund check. And he earlier he's like, I've never seen one of those before. Can I take a look at it? I've never seen someone get a government refund. Shit. Yeah. So while he's visiting her, is when he runs into Juliet once again, the woman from his dreams.
Yes,
and this leads him to try to find her and figure out where she is, which leads to him in hitting more roadblocks in his journey, well as cutting to more dream sequences where he's kind of just going through life dreaming as opposed to facing the reality of this kind of rather boring existence.
Yeah.
And he comes home and he finds his house is completely in shambles. As the Central Services guys have finally shown back up with the proper paperwork and are now completely gutting his home for its AC unit, trying to figure out what was wrong with it and how it got fixed. Because it doesn't just fix itself.
No.
It doesn't just fix itself. And then we have one of the first of the samurai scenes. The samurai scenes are here because Terry Gilliam was a huge Kurosawa fan.
Awesome.
Wanted a samurai scene. There you go.
That's good enough for me.
That's good enough for you. So we get the samurai scenes, which are fun. I love the techno samurai. It is just a fun little thing to throw into a movie like this.
It is.
Then we get the party scene, which is where he finally accepts his promotion.
Yes.
Where he gets a meeting from Mr. Helpman, which is a funny name. that Mr. Helpman helps nobody, basically. Just everyone helps him, but he doesn't really help anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where you get his mother introducing some of her first round of plastic surgery. She'll have more, but this is one of the first times you get to see it. So he does get his promotion, which gets us closer to figuring out how Juliet factors into this whole world that he's created for himself in his dreams. And I love his first day at his job. It's like the whole weirdness of it is great. Like, I'm not going to get searched. I don't need an ID. No, we trust that you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
This is information discovery. And when he meets his boss, and it's just like he's walking around the building and just like a crowd of people following him.
Yes.
I love that. It's very
my
funny.
God.
Kind of reminded me of a similar scene in How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Ron Howard, where the mayor is doing something similar. I feel like they kind of borrowed that from this movie.
I don't remember that. I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Yeah, I love How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's the movie that I really love with Jim. So he finally gets his own office, and he needs to borrow his neighbor's computer because
he's got this because it's a tiny office, and all of a sudden his desk starts getting yanked through the wall, and it's like it's like a desk between the wall shared by two people. It's so ridiculous and funny. Like, what an idea! That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So this is also his reintroduction to. Well, he borrows his next door neighbor's computer because, like you said, his office is so small. But he's trying to look up more information about this girl Juliet, which eventually leads him to talking to his friend Jack, who was introduced at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And Jack is actually, I guess, the guy that takes out or kills the people for the ministry. Because he basically says, like, I killed him. I killed the Tuttle. I killed Buttle.
Yeah, he's like, it's not my fault that Tuttle or his heart condition wasn't mentioned in Tuttle's paperwork.
Yeah, I was just following orders. It's not my fault. Yeah. And I love that as soon as Sam mentions Juliet, he's just like, "How much do you know?" Like immediately, admitting that there's this giant fuck up has caused all these problems that nobody wants to admit to. It wasn't my department's fault or your department's fault. It's somebody else's fault that this happened. Yeah. So he finally gets around to actually meeting her, which does not go very well at first.
No, it doesn't.
It's just kind of a funny scene. Eventually, though, he does tell her that he has seen her in his dreams and that he's in love with her.
Yeah,
I love this whole setup and scene. I like the car stuff, like the billboards being on both sides of the road, so much so that you can't even see the reality of the desert and how destroyed everything is. Like all you see is billboards. The chase scene that they have is also really well done. The movie, I will say, takes a little while to develop. It takes the good chunk of time developing its world. And then once it's got you kind of entranced in its world, then it kind of just becomes a standard kind of love story. But building up to that has been really fun. I really like the introduction to the whole film.
Oh, yeah.
So we get the other samurai scene, this one in real life now, and it's a little bit different. Doesn't quite go as well for him as the dream one did.
No.
He also didn't have all the armor or the sword.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. So he gets yelled at when he gets back at work, and this is where he sees more crazy stuff happening at work, where the tube has a thing that comes down that he has to respond to, and as soon as he sends it up to response, another one's down. It gets done, and another one. It's just that never-ending cycle of paperwork where you have to keep busy. Yeah, his solution to that is pretty ingenious, where he just takes the tube, shoves the tube up the other tube, so it just fixes its own loop.
Yeah. And then everything explodes.
And then everything explodes. Yes, exactly. And he's trying to get Jack to help him, and Jack just basically wants him to stay away because they all kind of think he's getting kind of a little bit too deep into this whole conspiracy about what's going on here.
Yeah.
So he goes back home, and once again, they have completely taken over his flat now for repairs, so he doesn't even have a home anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because this is where De Niro shows back up and does the little thing that gets the guys full of shit, literally.
Yeah.
Their suits become so full of shit because he switches the pipes up. Yeah, once again, every time De Niro shows up, it's very, very funny.
Oh,
and I love that he's like, we're all in this together, kid. Like,
yeah.
So they end up back together after De Niro leaves, and they finally have their first like actual embrace as they kiss each other.
Yep.
Yeah. And he thinks he knows of a way to save her, which is kind of what builds us up to the end of the movie. And his way that he thinks of to save her is basically to report her on the paperwork as being deceased.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if she's dead, then they'll stop looking for her. At least that's what he thinks.
Shit.
Yeah. So this is where the movie becomes very dreamlike and a little bit more of like, is what's happening real? Is what's happening a dream?
Yeah.
Especially as we get to the end of the movie, kind of building towards those two different endings, like I mentioned, because he then has another dream where he tells Jill that she is dead, and this is where she has a famous line where you want to be a little necrophiliac.
A little necrophilia? Mm-hmm. That was a hell of a line.
It was a hell of a line.
That actually got me like, whoa.
And then they have sexy time, very sexy time. She has a little Christmas bow tied around her body for him.
Yeah.
And of course, this gets broken up by the police showing up and interfering with sexy time as they take him away.
I was going to say, as always happens to me. Anyway.
Yeah, the police always show up, yeah. So he's charged with tons and tons and tons of crimes.
Yeah.
And I like what Terry's doing here, pointing out like the ineptitude of the legal system, especially in America. Like where, and you see this happen, like if you get arrested, you're not going to get arrested and charged with one crime. No. You will get arrested and charged with 20 or 30 crimes.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever crimes they can think of.
They're going to find shit. They're just going to...
The reason for that is because, like, in spite of some people believing the criminal justice system is fair, it's not.
Oh, no.
As the person being accused, you have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt to people of your similar rational mind frame that you are innocent of all of these charges.
Yeah.
The defense only has to prove you guilty of one.
That's right.
Just one. Just one. So maybe you didn't kill, rape, murder, and do all these other things, but maybe they can get you charged guilty of second degree. Well, then, hey, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
We did our job. So it's not fair and balanced. And I love that they're like telling him that, and literally, and the audience that is, he's like, his lawyers are basically like, you don't have enough money to not accept some of these charges. Like, we have to think about what charges you can't say no to because you don't have the money to do this. And I like that they keep telling him, they keep reminding him, just say that you were guilty. That way you're running up quite a bill here by trying to deny that you didn't do any of these things. To the point where they're offering to take loans out and the interest rates on the loans.
Well, this highlights another point societally or whatever. Like when the only real punishment for a crime is a fine, it's only a crime for people who can't afford it. Like, for everyone else, the rich folk, it's just part of doing business. Is the cost of doing criminal business.
It is exactly that. I mean, you see that with billion corporations all the time. I mean, here locally, SpaceX, Elon Musk's AI center he has here in Memphis, they have notoriously been here for a couple of years now. They have never paid their electricity bill. They use more electricity in one day than the rest of the city uses in a year. And they have never paid their bill because the fee for not paying your bill is so low to them that just don't pay it and we'll settle out of court when y'all take us to court. Whatever.
God.
Who cares? Like, we can afford it. We got trillions of dollars. So it's such a, like, that kind of shit where it's like, oh, we can just let like people pollute the world and kill us all, and with all the pollutants that they're putting into the world, and because the fine is like $17, it's like, okay, well, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
like I'll just
if you make
take the fine.
Yeah, if you make a fine part of the punishment, it just gets incorporated into the cost. Like,
yeah,
like
it's literally the reason why I didn't register my car right away. It's because in Tennessee, if I get a ticket for not driving around with my registered car, I then get 60 days to go register my car. And if I get it registered in that 60-day time period, the ticket's waived and I don't have to do it.
Oh, there you go.
So why would I go get it done earlier?
Yeah, well, because there's
no incentive.
There's no incentive, like, and this highlights. I think this highlights that because they're just talking about, you're ranking up, racking up the fines. You're not rich enough to do that, like.
And this is entirely late stage capitalism. This whole idea
100%.
Of like this whole concept here is exactly late stage capitalism, of like capitalism run a fucking muck.
Oh, yes.
Everything is based on money, and everything is just so capitalistic to the point of just drowning real humanity.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely horrible. So, eventually he gets taken to the place where, he's probably going to get killed. At least that's what it looks like. And we see Jack with his mask on here.
Oh, that
Did
mask.
you recognize the mask from anywhere else in the world?
Oh, Lord.
It's featured heavily in one 90s punk music video.
Yes, it is. Oh, God. Fuck. I cannot for the life of me remember.
Basket Case by Green Day.
That's right. That's right.
A bunch of the guys in Basket Case by Green Day are wearing the same mask that you see here. Yeah,
totally get it.
There. So before Jack is able to kill him, he actually gets killed himself by Robert De Niro's character. He shows back up with a whole group of people this time.
Oh, yeah.
As they blow the joint and get Sam out of there. And this is where the movie starts to get kind of bizarre while also very funny and surreal. Yeah. Like the Battleship Potemkin scene with like the janitors are cleaning during the middle of a shootout and they're just like doing their job.
Yeah.
That's great. One of the janitors, I don't know if this was someone directed him to do this or if it was just some great business, but one of the janitors in the background, if you watch him, as Robert De Niro's characters and the other terrorists are like running, someone drops one of their guns and the janitor just like picks it up and moves it while he's cleaning. It's just like, I don't know if that was intentional or that was just the actor being like, I'm going to do this.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really funny though. It was very, very well done. Yeah. So he picks up the gun and just like, excuse me, and just moves it. And they get out. They give Sam the honors to blow up the building. And this is where the movie kind of struck me as I was like, none of this is real. Like you immediately get the feeling that like all of this is, you all the dreams we've seen so far, like this seems like a power trip dream fantasy thing.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't seem real. Excuse me. So, they finally get out, and this is when De Niro's character and him kind of have a plan of getting back into the population and escaping. And De Niro literally gets buried in paperwork that are flying around from the building they blew up, to the point that he can't get out of this blinding storm of paperwork.
Yeah.
And then he falls to the ground, and as Sam comes to rescue him, he's revealed to not be there at all.
Yeah. And then everybody's
establishing that it's a dream. Yeah, then everyone's standing around looking at him, which immediately then he gets teleported to a house. He goes like looking to a house with his mom as he's looking for Jill, who he's now been told that Jill is dead, which he doesn't believe that.
Yeah.
But he's looking for her, and he ends up falling into a coffin.
Because
the police show up.
Because it's the funeral for his mom's friend that's been doing the different kind of facelift stuff, or the cosmetic surgery, like acid based, and it just keeps going worse and worse as the movie goes on. And then here they're having her funeral, and it's the same maitre d' from the restaurant, like, or I guess he was a server, I guess he was a waiter. But
it's very dreamlike, where it's using like images and people you've seen elsewhere to populate this story that is not really existing.
And he, whenever, like, he falls through the casket because he, like, knocks it down, and just her liquefied parts and bones just fall out, and it's horrifying.
And then he jumps into the coffin, and that teleports him to like another kind of dimension, basically. Where he then wakes up, and she's back with Jill, and they are going to start driving out of the city. And this is when he rests his head on hers, and he starts kind of realizing that like everything's going to be okay. And this is where I said we get the two different endings. The ending that was put out in some American theaters was the happy ending, Love Conquers All. As they actually do make it out of the city, and they go to a farm, and they have some animals, and the movie ends with love having conquered all. All you need is love to get out of these horrible, bureaucratic, techno-fascist situations. And then we get the real ending, which is the ending that is in every other version of the movie, which is the one that we watched, which is that it then cuts back to show you that happy ending is not true, as Sam is still strapped to the torture chair. Jack and Mr. Helpman are still alive, and they are basically saying that he's can't be helped anymore. He's a lost cause. There's no reason to help him, as he sits there in the chair smiling and humming the song that we've heard repeated a bunch of times in the movie. And we never find out if Jill is really dead or if that was just a lie. The movie ends on a very ambivalent, kind of negative tone, letting you know that like maybe there is no escape to this world. Like, it doesn't matter how much you love or how much you try to get out. At the end of the day, some things you just can't escape from. And this might be one of them. A different kind of ending for a movie than maybe what some people are expecting, but significantly better than the Love Conquers All ending, which makes no fucking sense given the last like 30 minutes of the movie. Makes no fucking sense at all. You watching that. I went out of my way to find that ending to be like, okay, does this make any sense in the context of the movie? Absolutely fucking not. It's completely nonsensical. Does not make a lick of sense in the film. The ending that we get, the ending with him back with Jack and him basically being kind of effectively brain dead, I think is a better ending, in spite of it being more nihilistic and more of a somber. It's more realistic. It's more fitting of the movie. So that's Brazil. An amazing film. Your thoughts on it before we get out of here?
So my thoughts, I came to this movie very late, like you saw it in college. I saw it years later than that. And I don't mean me going to college because I never went, but I mean you going to college. I saw it years after that, like, not incredibly long ago, and it was one of those movies where it's like, I know what this is. I know how important this is, and it's like, I need to actually find and watch this movie. So when I finally did, I was like, okay, I've got to check this out. And I was like, oh, I get it. Like, I totally get why people love this movie and why it's like this important movie, to a lot of artists, and, like very influential. And I was like, oh yeah, no, totally get it. I didn't fully understand the movie, on the first watch. It took a few watches to really wrap my head around it. But every time I watch it, it's always just like, this is so good. This is such a good movie. And because I've watched a lot of other Terry Gilliam movies, like God, like Yellowbeard is such a great movie. Like, Baron Munchausen, I saw all those years ago, and when I was young, and like for some reason this one just wasn't made all that available to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say similar. I came into it when my 20s in college. I didn't even I knew of Terry Gilliam through Monty Python and things like that beforehand, but hadn't seen this movie until I was like at least 20, 22, 23, something like that. Third, fourth year of college, something along those lines. I got it. When I finally did see it, it was after I'd already kind of started getting into movies. I started going out of my way to watch movies that were quote unquote like art movies that were important, those kind of movies. So when I finally saw it, I had seen a lot of the other movies that this movie makes homages to, like Metropolis, Battleship Potemkin, things like that. So I had seen and kind of had a little bit of a film vocabulary enough to appreciate this movie. So like when I first saw it, this immediately became one of my favorite movies of all time. And all I really knew about it before I had seen it was the story behind how it got made and all of the controversy about it getting released and not lawsuits, but the press releases and all the different stuff we talked about. So finally watching it in my 20s, I really appreciated it for it just being such a different kind of artistic movie than some of the other sci-fi movies I had seen up to that point. Watching it now in 2026 after years of having not seen it, because it's not one of those ones that I watched all the time, but it's one of those ones that when I did watch it, I'm always like, God, that's such a good fucking movie. I should watch that movie more often. And this time watching it, it was once again that same feeling of like, God, this is such a good fucking movie. I should really watch Brazil more often than I do, because it is so well made. And yeah, it's hard to say if this or 12 Monkeys is better. I would say this is a little bit better than 12 Monkeys. Yeah. Having watched them now back to back, week to week, I would put this above 12 Monkeys in Terry Gilliam's work. But both amazing films, and yeah, is one of those movies that if you've never seen it, you should really go out of your way to watch it. I don't think it's streaming anywhere. I think you have to pretty much buy it or rent it wherever you
I rented it.
I was gonna say you can also sell the Seven Seas.
Oh yeah.
But it's definitely a movie if you've never watched. You should definitely give it some of your time. It's a little on the longer side, 2 hours and something minutes long. But hell, this episode that you're listening to now is approaching the 2 hour mark. So I feel like if you've listened to us chit chat about the movie for 2 hours, a natural continuation is just to now put the movie on, because it's amazing if you've never seen it. It's a life changer for sure. Speaking of life changers, we'll be back next week to talk about a movie from 1985 once again. This one from New Zealand. And I hope it changes your life because you've never seen it before.
No.
It is one of my favorite movies ever made. It's one of the main reasons why I wanted to start this podcast years ago. And it is the movie called The Quiet Earth. So we will be back next week to talk about that. We'll see y'all then. Bye.
Take it easy.
Yo, let me hit the button. Hot damn, college boy. Thank you for coming and watching the show this week. Every single week, we come back and talk about a post-apocalyptic movie. And it's a good time. Sometimes we talk about extremely obscure movies that virtually no one really else talks about. Sometimes we talk about mainstream stuff that pretty much everyone talks about. So either way, you can come back and get some enjoyment. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you could give us a like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching elsewhere, then rate the show 4 or 5 stars, whatever you felt. Leave a comment or anything of the sort. It helps with the engagement and all of that fun stuff that people always talk about at the end of these episodes. So thank you sincerely for listening, if you have listened, and thank you. I don't know what else to say. Just a simple thank you. Bye.